Hi guys, I'm Nathaniel, and later on you'll be meeting my other group members, Jess and Jacob, and we will have a combined effort on trying to deepen your understanding about polar and nonpolar molecules. And when we say polar and nonpolar molecules, the term it can also be bonds interchangeably. To start off, I actually want to let you guys know that a polar and nonpolar molecules are both covalent bonds.
Hello, I'm Jacob. So, what is a nonpolar bond? As stated by Nate, nonpolar bonds are a covalent bond. Also, they have an equal sharing of electrons between the two atoms. The electronegativity difference range is n including to 0 through 0.4. For example, methane, in other words, CH4, which is the image on the slide. To find the electronegativity, you will find the electronegativity of carbon and hydrogen. When you subtract the electronegativity of an atom that has more than one in a molecule, you only need one atom, so you will only need to subtract one hydrogen from carbon. Carbon's electronegativity is 2.5, and hydrogen's electronegativity is 2.1. When you subtract the 2.1 from the 2.5, you will get 0.04. 0.04 is in the range because the range is n including to 0.004. Therefore, methane is a polar molecule.
Hi, I'm Jess. So what is a polar bond? As stated by Nate, polar bonds are a covalent bond. Also, they are an unequal sharing of electrons between two atoms. In a polar bond, one atom typically has a negative charge and the other atom has a positive charge. For example, water. In water, the atoms oxygen and hydrogen are bonded. In this atom, oxygen has a negative charge and hydrogen has a positive charge. The electronegativity difference range for a polar bond is including to 0.5 through 1.7. Water also fits this requirement because oxygen electronegativity is 3.5 and hydrogen electronegativity is 2.1. As stated above, when you subtract the electronegativity of an atom that has more than one in a molecule, you only need one atom. Therefore, you only subtract one hydrogen from oxygen. When you subtract hydrogen from oxygen, you will get the difference of 1.5. 1.5 is between the range of electronegativity difference for a polar bond.
Alright, so guys, I'm back. I'm Nathaniel again. So, to start off, I would like you guys to write down and let me know everything you guys know to determine the difference between bonds. Alright, so whatever you have, whatever you got to write down, whatever you know, let's build on that. So, one difference is how electrons are shared between the molecules. Polar bonds share the electrons unequally, while nonpolar bonds share equally. Another difference is the difference of the electronegativity in a molecule. To find the difference of electronegativity in a molecule, you need to first find the electronegativity of each molecule. So if you have two molecules, you need to find the electronegativity of each one of those. And then you set up a subtraction equation. And in the equation, it should look like the one with the bigger amount of electronegativity first being subtracted by the one with the molecule with the smaller electronegativity. Then, once you get that answer of the range of electronegativity, you look at the chart. There's a specific chart that ranges the difference of electronegativity. Nonpolar range is including 0 through 0.4, and polar range is when the difference is 0.5 through 1.7, and the ionic range is when it's equal or greater than 1.8.
So, hey, it's me, Jacob, back again. So, what is symmetrical molecules? Symmetrical molecules is a molecule that has a positive charge and a negative charge where they cancel out. meaning the molecule should have a charge of neutral. Or in other words, the electrons are shared equally, meaning that the symmetrical molecules are nonpolar molecules.
Alright, I'm Nathaniel, back again. And I say, so right now I want you guys to define for me what you think may be an asymmetrical molecule. Alright, so now let's build on that. I believe an asymmetrical molecule is a molecule that doesn't have enough positive or negative charge in order to cancel out the opposite charge. So by me saying that, I mean that they will have a positive charge or a negative charge. Or and other, if that's still not clicking, the electrons will be shared unequally. And as we learned earlier, if electrons are shared unequally, it will be a polar molecule.
Hey, Jess is here. So, what is a dipole molecule? A dipole is a molecule that has two poles or regions with opposite charges. Basically, it's saying a dipole is a molecule in which a concentration of a positive charge is separated from a concentration of a negative charge. It usually refers to the separation of charges within a molecule between two covalently bonded atoms or atoms that share an ionic bond. For example, water. The oxygen side of the molecule has a negative charge, while the hydrogen side has a positive charge. All polar molecules are dipoles because the electrons are shared unequally, causing the concentration of a negative charge on one side and the concentration of a positive charge on the other. It is represented by a dipole area pointing towards the negative n, which is the third image on the slide.